What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are back with our Splinter Cell Blacklist walkthrough. This is mission number 2, the Stronghold. So we are headed to Iraq. Once again, this is a ghost playthrough, so we are playing stealthy. You can see that I've upgraded my outfit a little bit. I've got a lot of stealth on. So I went through, I had a little chunk of change I could pull out there. This first part, you just shoot people. Now, even though this is a ghost playthrough, you're not supposed to kill anybody. This part does not count because you're not actually playing as Sam right now. So the achievement that we're going for, it's to play as Sam and be completely stealthy and not kill anyone. So just make sure you do have to kind of hit these in a way that the soldiers don't see one another. So if they see somebody else getting shot, then the mission will be stopped at that point. So just make sure that they're kind of spread out. You go in the order that I just went. Shouldn't have any problem. So as I mentioned before, I upgraded my suit a little bit, and so I've got a lot more stealth going on. Now I can run a little bit for this first part because I just killed everybody outside, so don't really have to worry about being stealthy. You can go up to the left and kind of go up the wall and cross the road. That's one way to do this, but actually the way that I like doing it is going all the way back here, and you can just keep on running this whole point till you get to this back fence and then jump over it. And then when you get in this room, you might want to start to slowing down just a little bit. Now there's going to be two guys out here who are talking, and sometimes they're right here next to the porch, and so you would have to wait till they're done talking to move on. But you'll see that I marked them way over there. They were on the opposite side this time, so I didn't have any trouble, so I could go ahead and go right along. You can just run up these steps. But again, like with Splinter Cell, you might replay the mission and people be in different positions, so just be aware of that. So at this point, we've got to deploy this little drone. Just fly it through the window. It's not too difficult. Try not to hit the walls. And don't fly over that guy who was just walking. Go over here and go to the back window because he will spot the drone, and if he does, then that kind of blows your cover. And then once you get right here, it will kind of take control and do its thing for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Blows up, so we're going to have to move along without it. Those things always seem to sort of happen to me in games. I don't know why, but we got a good game plan. The mission should be over, and then something screws up. Alright, right here, as you're crossing the wall, you'll see that guy is walking out on the porch. Sometimes he's already out on the porch, and if he is out on the porch, then wait to move. Wait till he's back inside. But if you move quick enough as he's walking out, you can see that you can bypass it. Right here, just got to play like you're on the jungle gym. Just a little bit, crossover. And get to this room. In this room is a pretty big guy. It doesn't matter because we're avoiding all guys, so it doesn't matter how big they are. On the table right where I'm pointing was a laptop, so if you're trying to get all the different areas or all the different things in the game, then you'll want to be aware of that. This guy walks over to this door and he walks over to this door and he'll jiggle the handle. So whenever he goes over and starts jiggling handles, that's whenever you can drop down and either grab the laptop or, as we're going to do, go ahead and leave the room. The one thing about I guess the things that you pick up, like the laptop and stuff, if you pick it up and you go back and you replay the mission, even if you start the mission over, it will not it will go ahead and remember that you've already captured that. So that's why those events have disappeared. And I guess back there you noticed that I hit spare of that guy's life. You don't want to take it if you don't have to. Sometimes bad things happen though, but we weren't in control. Alright, so at this point there's nobody out here, so we can run around as freely as we want. And he's going to do a little rock climbing. Reminded me a little bit of my Tomb Raider days. But I really liked how fast this all happened and how quickly it was to maneuver around. It felt really cool. I just know that nobody at this point could probably do that in real life. Now, could it happen in the future? I do believe so, because have you seen those exoskeleton suits that they wear? Now, right now, they're kind of big and bulky, require a lot of stuff, but imagine when that stuff gets really lightweight, and like you can be wearing it under your clothes and nobody even know about it, and you have superhuman strength. Can you imagine seeing somebody who's just running around on the rocks like that? That'd be pretty crazy. Alright, again, this game, so many different ways you can do this. We're going to kind of take the long way around. I'm going to jump through the window. To the left are a couple of people. You can see them on the radar. There's this guy. And I waited around for a while, and he will move eventually. But I got really impatient, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try to go ahead and go really slow because I am in the shadows. And then you'll see that there was another guy right there. I'll go back. See, I marked that one guy that you have to be aware of, but you see that guy in the corner? You also have to be aware of him. Sometimes he's watching the direction that we walked from. And then you have this guy, and sometimes he goes around and goes to reload his ammo. So that's the perfect time. Inside the tent here, on the bed, is a thumb drive, so that's where you'll find another special item for yourself. Get you a little nice chunk of change. Buy you something nice for yourself. You worked hard for it. Get you a nice pair of boots that add a little bit of stealth to you. Alright, so we're going to try to get up to this top of this tanker as soon as these people stop looking. Now this one guy, you want to make sure that he's at least walking away. This other guy in the background, I waited on him for a while, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm going to just chance it. If you move kind of quickly, then, you know, sometimes you think you see shadows, and then they go check it out, and nothing was there. As long as they don't fully spot you, you are going to be good. And then right here, just wait till these two guys start walking away. If you have to, if you get into a predicament that you are sitting there forever, you know, bring along some items like that, those noisy, sticky things you just throw and they make noises. That'll help you out a little bit. Be a little sneak past that guy. Then once you're down in the tunnels, you don't really have to worry about anybody until we get back out.
Looks like the engineers dug out escape tunnels. Shield their movement.
I guess you noticed that I did upgrade my little lights on Sam. He's got red lights now instead of green. I thought that was a little appropriate. Alright, this section right here. There is another special, I guess, part of the mission that you can do, and it is to capture somebody alive. So you're going to see it's got a big target over his head, and he does walk around, but he'll be somewhere in this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark him. That way, even if he doesn't have that huge capture sign over his head, we'll know exactly where he's at. Now I'm going to speed this up again. There's one other guy in this area that we have to watch out for. This guy comes around and he walks different routes. One of the routes that he's going to walk is the route that I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull up, grab my stun gun just in case. We shouldn't be using it though. But just in case you encounter somebody, you get a little excited, you have to do something, be prepared. You know, plan B, shoot him with a stun gun. So he does come up these steps sometimes, and I was watching him. You see that the marker is under me right now. And then I see that he's going up these steps, and I'm like, oh, wow. Well, these steps are connected to this building, so I'm going to just wait on him to come closer, and then I can jump out. And I actually almost messed up because I was all the way in the back corner. So, you know, if I had to do it over again, get closer to the door. That way you'll surprise him even earlier because he almost had time to spot me. But you'll see that I still got the stealth knockout. And then there's this other guy, and I see him on the radar. And so I make a little noise, and so he's going to actually come check it out. I see him walking. I'm making sure that he's going to come walk up here. And if you just move really quick, like on wood or something, it's going to make a little bit more noise. So now that I know that he's coming up the steps, I'm going to dart off the other side and then just move right under him. And this way, now I have this whole path cleared over to the right side. This point, this guy does a couple of different things. He walks over to this pole. He also goes and checks out some wire that's laying down on the ground. So we're just going to go over to the right hand side. And I almost messed up and jumped over the box and jumped over towards him. One of the playthroughs that I did. So this room that we're headed towards, we got to jump down in that tunnel that this guy is watching. And he's watching it closely. And he doesn't leave unless we draw him out. So we're going to press the select button on the controller. That like whistles or grabs their attention. So he's going to go check that out. And while he's doing that, I see that yes, he has left the room. So I'm going to be able to jump down into the tunnels.
Update on the teams from the other sites.
No, likely
Again, you don't really have to worry about anybody down in this area, so you can run pretty freely. Just watch your head. Would probably hurt.
This place is big. Engineers must have sent the local villagers packing a long time ago.
You think any of these guys were in on Blacklist 0?
I didn't hear Farsi and Guam.
Engineers are
This is another area. I wasn't sure at this point whether there were enemies nearby. It turns out there's not, so you can freely run during this area as well. And at the end of the game, you know how it gives you extra score points for different items. One of those is time, so you can probably easily beat my score by cutting some of the corners and being able to run a little bit faster. Alright, so right here, again, numerous ways you can approach this particular level. This level is a pain though, or it can be. So we're going to sneak over here. We're going to choose the left-hand side, and I've pulled out my snake cam because I've remembered how to use it. You just point down, and it gives you the option to. So there's this one guy right here, and he's walking around the back side of this building. He comes back and forth. So as soon as he starts leaving, we're going to go ahead and head out. We're going to close the door behind us because they will notice that and start asking questions. Going to jump up here. So we've got that one guy marked. And it's a pretty good idea to leave him marked for the time being because we don't want him sneaking up on us. We want to be aware of where he's at. There's also this guy right here, and he walks back and forth and starts shooting a target at some point. There's another guy directly straight where I'm looking. So you have to be aware of him. So when the time is right, and it does take some time, go ahead and try to sneak by this one guy. There's one other guy right here. So there's two people now that we're really aware of. Actually three, I forgot. We've got this guy right here. So wait for this guy to leave. And that might take you a while. Again, there's different ways to approach this level. You can actually jump down from up top. But again, you have to watch out for these people. So I just came down here so I could keep an eye on them. I waited till he was right next to the wall and I just took a chance. Very ballsy, but it was fast enough and slow enough, if that makes any sense, that he didn't hear me. So I was able to sneak by him, but you have to just time it just right because there's several people down there who will spot you. So that is probably the most difficult part of this mission. And again, different routes you can take. We took the left as soon as we got up on that ledge, but we could have went completely to the right and came down from up top like I mentioned. So again, completely up to you. This is just one play style of Ghost. This area, again, nobody at, so you can roam pretty freely. Make up a little extra time. And guys, I appreciate all comments and likes on these walkthroughs. These take a while to put together. They take a while to play and master and figure everything out, and then it takes a while to edit and go back and commentate and everything. So I want this to be the best guide that's out there. So I want it to be easy to follow, and if it is, all I'm asking for is your like and your comment. So, and I appreciate that. Be sure to also follow me on Twitter and Facebook for the latest news and information, and also check out VGN, videogamesandnews.com. That's the end of Mission 2. Stay tuned for Mission number 3. You'll see that we did undisturb everybody, all the hostiles, and ended up getting a nice little chunk of change. So we'll go blow that on maybe some new lights or something. Stay tuned. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. Thanks for watching.